UFC 308, Khamzat Chimaev put a grappling clinic on Robert Whittaker.
Absolutely stunning, absolutely devastating, and really simple.
Basic.
Super basic, the way he did it. There's no trickery, nothing flashy. He didn't even really mix up the martial arts very much. Basic wrestling, devastatingly done. It's absolutely incredible. Khamzat looking like he's going to beat everybody in the world, and he might do it.
Never lets him get up. Choke, face crank, broken tooth, possible broken jaw, and tap. Quick tap.
Yeah, it came out after the match that Whittaker had a vulnerability. He has loose teeth from a fight with Dricus du Plessis. In the final moments of the match, Khamzat's forearm went to the tooth area, and Robert Whittaker panic tapped. Never seen anything quite like it.
Like, it wasn't the jaws, the teeth got pushed in. I've always had the kind of like loose teeth, and they got looser.
So which moment did you actually broke your teeth? Can you remember?
Was it him squeezing or was it before?
No, it was the face crank. Like his forearm just went straight on the bottom tooth. I didn't have a moment to turn the head or anything. It was just like it was on. It was on. It is what it is.
What I mean is, like, is it just like an unfortunate moment, or is it just like?
I don't know. You know, like if I didn't have such vulnerable teeth, maybe I would have had another second to turn my head, or maybe not. You know what I mean? It's just I just got caught in a bad position, and the rest is history. I've had them pushed in before when I fought Dricus as well, and they've never really recovered. It was from an injury when I was young.
Khamzat took one shot in the match. It was very quickly in the match. This is a long double leg. He covers lots of distance, more so than we usually see. And he does it very low. And one detail that we don't see much is he reaches for the far ankle. So something like this. They're very far away. If we're teaching wrestling, we don't say be this far away. Wrestling, we're usually from this far. Usually in MMA, it would be you throw a punch and then drop. Khamzat does not do that. He's very far away.
He does feint.
As Tarek says, he feints.
So he feints twice. So he goes to feint once. Robert drops his hands a bit. He feints the second time. Robert drops his hands a bit. And the third time, Robert just stays in this striking position. He doesn't drop his hands a third time.
And Khamzat covers an incredible amount of distance. A wrestling shot is you step in and come low. Khamzat steps very far, steps very low, and he reaches for one leg and an ankle. And from here, I feel no power in my body. Khamzat incredibly strong of physical, incredibly strong-willed, and is able to keep this going against the cage and come all the way down. The Khamzat covers an incredible amount of distance. He comes in, one leg and ankle, and is able to keep this directly to the back. And coming around, hook, seatbelt, wrist. Very, very basic wrestling that is able to dominate a very tough guy.
I've never seen Whittaker just get run over like this.
Yeah, and so he's doing very simple things. In wrestling, you're always looking for a leg ride, always looking for wrist control, and he's just switching up things like this. As Robert defends, sometimes he goes 2 under, sometimes he just take the leg out, switch the leg. Very, very basic things. I was coming across to get this one. Not doing anything complicated, not doing anything super high level in terms of like creativity or outside the box thinking, just very, very basic.
And at one point he starts to get up, but Khamzat, like white on rice, he's just stuck to Whittaker's back, constantly with the seatbelt position, and eventually it brings him into a position where he can go for the choke. Now with the choke, he gets his hand right across Whittaker's mandible here, and Whittaker says he has no time to turn around. I could feel the pressure on my gums here. It would be here, turn around and expose the neck would be what happens. But it just goes here and fast tap. As we see later, we can see 3 of his teeth are kind of broken and in the middle of his mouth in a place where they shouldn't be.
You could see it. You don't have to see it. It's very...
Khamzat's left arm is located on a part of Whittaker's jaw called the mandible. Teeth on the lower portion of your mouth are fixed into that mandible. What you're looking at is his lower row of teeth, and these 3 teeth in the front are displaced into his mouth because his jaw is fractured. So that's not just that the teeth fell out. The teeth are actually still attached to that lower portion where they're anchored into the jaw, but the jaw is broken in a way that's caused his teeth to completely displace backwards into his mouth. It's not like these teeth just fell out or are knocked out. No, the whole anchor site for those 3 teeth broke, causing that teeth to displace posterior.
I wish I hadn't seen it, honestly.
I've looked at it a lot because I'm like, what is happening there? So yeah, it's an interesting thing for me to see that could happen. We have some videos before on why you don't necessarily have to have your arm under the neck to finish the choke. So what Khamzat might have been doing, even though the chin is in the way, he could be going for a face crank. We call this also, Craig Jones calls this just a mandible choke. I see some people call it a jaw crank. There's a lot of names for it, often from the side or from the front. You can actually get a good choke with the chin in, like Conor McGregor versus Khabib. That was a legitimate choke. Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko. Once Alexa Grasso released the pressure on Shevchenko's chin, you could see where the skin had all been white here from the pressure and everything else was red. So if you can get a good lock, if you could just get this figure 4 together, you can generate a lot of pressure and you can finish the choke straight onto the face. The chin is not really a defense unless you have super sensitive forearms and you don't like a chin in your forearms, but for a lot of guys, it's not going to work.
Another very famous example, Nicky Rod versus Marshall Stamper, 10th Planet Costa Mesa Open mat. We do Hawkins defense. Doesn't leave this space, and he just
right across.
Went straight through it.
Yeah.
I tap very fast.
Yeah, I love it because the chin is not a good defense. It is uncomfortable to choke somebody on the chin, but if you want it bad enough, the chin will not stop the choke. So Khamzat generating some pressure, getting that thing to pop. And even if it didn't happen at that point, understandably, Whittaker said he had a weakness there. Maybe he would have eventually got up. Maybe if he had gotten to the end of the round and they were back standing, that puts it back in Whittaker's court. But from what was happening already in the round, it was just a grappling clinic. And it didn't look like Whittaker was going to be able to stand up. Khamzat was too sticky and he just looked too good.
Yeah. Looks like he's going to kill every single person.
Yeah, we haven't seen him since the Kamaru match, and it was actually kind of a close match towards the end. He won, but Kamaru was kind of coming back towards the end. But in the striking, but in this match, it just looked superior wrestling, superior grappling, unstoppable. Awesome to see.
Terrifying. Yeah, literally after watching that match, I paused the event and went for a walk. I haven't done that for a fight in a long time. It's like, shook.
Just thinking about it, there's guys like that that can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to show it to my girlfriend. She's like, why doesn't everybody do that? They're trying. They want to.
Yeah, I want to do that for sure.
Yeah. Everyone watching, just go do that.
Yeah, it looks so
awesome. Double leg, take the back, break the jaw.
It looks so simple because what he was doing was basic and simple.
Super basic.
To be that good at something that everybody knows how to do these things and to be that much better at doing it and not being able to, Whittaker not being able to stop it. Whittaker, future Hall of Famer, not looking like an amateur in this match. They look like they didn't belong in the same ring together. So crazy that he was able to do that to Whittaker. Anything else? I got nothing else.
Yeah. Simple fight, simple breakdown. Thanks for watching. Type A BJJ, Marshall Stamper, Tarek Finn. We got some nice shorts in the shop, Taiwan themed.
Got a few rash guards remaining.
Close.